Florida is famous for its crystal clear springs, but most visitors only hear about the big ones like Ginny Springs, Silver Springs, Weeki Wachee, places like that. And today we're going to dive into the hidden gems, the springs that don't always make those postcards but are absolutely worth your time to go check out. Now, before anybody gets too protective of their favorite old swimming hole, I get it, but locals already know about these. I'm not exactly uncovering Atlantis here. Think of this list as hidden from your average tourist. If I actually knew about a truly secret hidden spring, I wouldn't be telling you. I'd be floating in it right now while sipping a Capri Sun with a pool noodle. Gilchrist Blue Springs State Park. We're going to start with Gilchrist Blue Springs near the little town of High Springs. This place often gets overshadowed by some of its bigger neighbors like Itchatooknee and Ginny Springs. Those are kind of nearby. But what makes this special is it's quieter, a little bit more family friendly, and the water is that unbelievable electric blue that you see in Florida postcards. The main spring feeds into the Santa Fe River and pumps out over 40 million gallons of water every single day. There's a boardwalk here, picnic areas, restrooms, and a short nature trail that makes it really easy to explore. The park has a small concession stand for snacks, and you can bring your own kayak or you can rent one right here. And entry is $6 per vehicle. This park was privately owned up until 2017 when the state bought it to preserve its natural beauty. So technically, this is Florida's newest state park. And if you want to know what a privately owned spring can look like, go check out what Ginny Springs can look like on weekends and holidays. That park was actually included in a video I did about Florida places you do not want to visit. Juniper Springs in the Ocala National Forest. Number 4 takes us deep into the Ocala National Forest to Juniper Springs. Not only is it gorgeous with turquoise water framed by subtropical forest, it also comes with a little bit of history. The stone mill house here was built in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps, and it's still standing and operating today. The main spring looks like a natural swimming pool carved out of the forest. It's about 80 feet across and stays a refreshing 72 degrees all year round. And kayaking the Juniper Run is legendary around here. It's about 7 miles long, winding through narrow creeks and shaded hammocks. It's rated as one of the best and most challenging kayak runs in the country, so maybe don't try it with your inflatable Walmart raft. The kayak run is so pristine it's considered one of the purest spring runs in the US. No motors are allowed either, which helps keep the water crystal clear. There's a campground here, picnic areas, showers and restrooms. It's $12 per person. You can rent canoes, but reservations are highly recommended in peak season. Fanning Springs in Chiefland. Number 3 is Fanning Springs. This is tucked away near Chiefland along the Suwannee River. This one doesn't get nearly as much hype as it deserves, which is great if you like your springs with fewer GoPros and tourists in your face. The water here is bright blue and stays that crisp 72 degrees year-round. In the winter, manatees sometimes even show up here to warm themselves in the spring run. There's a boardwalk that winds through cypress and hardwood forest, a playground for kids, picnic pavilions, and even a small sandy beach area for wading. It's one of the more family-friendly spring parks around here. Admission is $6 per vehicle or $2 per person if you're walking or biking in. Fanning is classified as a first magnitude spring, meaning it pumps out at least 65 million gallons of water every single day. That's enough to fill about 100 Olympic swimming pools every single day. Silver Glen Springs, also in the Ocala National Forest. Silver Glen Springs often gets confused with the much more famous and popular Silver Springs Park, but trust me, this is its own thing and it's gorgeous. The water here looks like it's something straight out of the Caribbean, with visibility so clear you can spot massive striped bass and gar swimming right beneath you. This park is a snorkeler's dream. The spring basin is about 200 feet across, and the clarity makes it feel like you're floating in an aquarium. There's picnic areas, restrooms, and hiking trails nearby, including a trail that leads to an ancient shell mound left by Native Americans. Archaeologists have found evidence that people have been visiting this spring for thousands of years. The shell mounds are basically ancient trash piles, but they help tell the story of Florida's earliest inhabitants. Madison Blue Spring in Madison, Florida. And finally, number 1, Madison Blue Spring, way up near the Georgia line, right on the Withlacoochee River. So you could say this one is way down yonder on the Withlacoochee. And this one often gets overlooked simply because of its location. It's kind of off the beaten path, But those who make the trip are rewarded with one of the clearest, most jaw-dropping blue holes in the state. The spring basin is about 80 feet across and it flows directly into the Withlacoochee River. The water clarity here is unreal, making it a popular spot for scuba and cave diving. There's a picnic area with tables and grills, restrooms, and a diving platform. It's not quite as built up as some of the other springs too, which is a big part of its charm. Admission here is $5 per vehicle, so it's one of the cheapest spring experiences you'll find in the state. And Madison Blue is also one of the most studied springs in Florida because of its extensive cave system. Cave divers here have mapped thousands of feet of underwater passages here, and in 2015, USA Today even named it the best swimming hole in the US. So there you have it, 5 hidden springs in Florida that might not get all the attention, but I think they definitely deserve a spot on your Florida bucket list. And if I blew up your favorite secret spot, I do apologize, but look at it this way, at least now you've got this entire comment section right here where you can yell at me. And if you know of an even more hidden gem, you can totally not tell me. Keep it your secret, I get it. Which of these springs would you dive into first? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this list, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss more hidden Florida adventures from the theme parks to the state parks and all the little fun Florida things in between. See you in the next one. Please stay safe out there, and I will see you around the Sunshine State.